So I am going to make a sourdough bread, and it makes 5 loaves. Today I am going to do jalapeno cheddar, and so I'm going to show you a couple steps that I take to put this together. So I'll also add the recipe here, but this is the sourdough. My starter. It's nice and thick, and it takes 5 cups of starter. So I should have plenty, and I hope to have at least 1 cup left over, and I keep that to grow more batches. So I am going to put 5 cups of this sourdough in my mixer. I do the spelt flour, so that's the one that I do. All right, so I'm gonna put my stuff together now. I will start with my 3½ cups of warm water. I pre-measured this, and we're gonna put it in here. And then the next thing I'll do is my 1/4 cup honey. I pre-measured that also. And so I added 6 tablespoons of that organic coconut cooking oil. And then this is the soy granules. I'm gonna put a 1/4 cup of that in. I need 2½ tablespoons of sea salt. So I mixed everything together, and I put 1 cup of flour in it. So I'm gonna start the mixer. I should probably put the lid on. And I will share that recipe also. So for the first few cups, I will put I have the beaters in here to just mix everything really good. But after I put about 4 cups in here, I will take these out, and I'm gonna put my bread dough mixer stuff in, because this is what's gonna knead the dough. So I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. I need to have this mixing for 10 minutes, and I will just gradually mix my a cup of spelt flour at a time. Put it in here, and it takes about 9½ to 10 cups of flour. So I have 10 cups of spelt flour in here. So it's getting pretty thick. Before I go on, I'm just going to stop it and scrape the edges here. Now, I just want to tell you, since I use spelt flour, it seems the sourdough gets a little bit more, and it doesn't really get like the holes in it, like other sourdough breads with white, like a white wheat flour. The sprouted spelt or spelt, I've used both, gives it more of an earthy grain taste, and I really like it. I love that earthy flavor. It's just a very pleasant flavor. And today I'm going to be using this dough to make like a jalapeno. I think half of it I'm going to use for jalapeno and cheddar. The rest I'm just going to use for like just a regular sourdough bread. So as you can see, this dough is really pulling together away from the edges, so that tells me that it's pretty much done. So I'm going to take the dough out of this bowl and put it into a mixing doing sourdough is how you have to wait. It takes so long, but it's so worth it. This batch makes 5 loaves of bread, and you have to let it rise for 5 hours, and then I will come and knead it down a little bit, and I will add. I got the jalapeno. I'm going to do banana peppers. I'm going to do the banana peppers, and then I'm going to do the cheddar cheese. And this is from grass-fed beef. So I'm going to be shredding this and putting that in. So I'll probably do 2 loaves of this and 3 loaves of just the regular sourdough bread. So I'm going to put that in my bowl now. So I got the bread dough in the bowl. So we're going to be rising this for 5 hours. I'm going to knead it a little bit. And I use the coconut oil from Walmart. This is what I use for my sourdough. Now, there's so many different ways you can do sourdough bread, and I think I'm pretty famous for just breaking all the rules when it comes to the kitchen, because I'll look at a recipe and I will just kind of recreate it to how I want it. So for this sourdough bread, I use the coconut oil, which you did ask for it, and I use the honey for the sweetener. I try to stay away from inflammatory oils as much as I can, just because my body has had some reactions to different oils where it gets very inflamed, and so I try to stay away from that as much as I can. And so because I use the spelt flour for this instead of the whole wheat white flour, this turns more into, like, I want to say like a sandwich bread with the earthy flavor, because the spelt flour gives it a really earthy flavor, and it's what I love. So that's why I use it. And also the spelt flour does not make me feel bloated. So that's another reason that I am very careful what I put together in my kitchen, because I try to use ingredients that don't affect my body. So each recipe could be different. You can adjust most recipes to what you're looking for, and we learn as we put them together. Sometimes they don't turn out so well, and then you just kind of adjust it. So yes, so I got my dough here, and it's very elastic. It doesn't stick to my finger. So I know the dough is ready. You'll probably want to add flour till it doesn't really stick to your fingers anymore. So this feels really, really good. So I'm going to just massage this a little bit, and then I will be back. All right, so I'm going to show you what else I was doing this morning. I was making these raspberry freezer gems. So, and I got a couple blueberries in here too, just because they were out in my berry patch, so I picked them. So I added the fruit to a blender, and then I use this cane sugar blend. It has stevia and erythritol, and so I use that for the sugar instead of regular sugar, just because I try to stay away from the bad refined sugars. So that's what I used, and then I used the fruit pectin. I'm not sure exactly how healthy this is, but it's what I used. And then I added some fresh lemon, squeeze of fresh lemon in here. And so now it's starting to set. So I'm going to keep them in here till it has set. And then 3 of them go into my freezer, and the other one is for fresh eating with my sourdough bread. So I'm back with some of the sourdough bread dough. It's rose beautifully, and so I'm going to do a little bit of stretch and fold. I just cut a piece about what I thought would fit in my bread pan, and so I'm going to use some coconut oil, and I'm just going to stretch it. And I don't think I probably do this perfectly. Everybody has their own technique. But I'm just going to stretch it till I can see that it almost wants to tear, but it doesn't quite. And then I'm just going to fold it. And I do it about 3 times. I'll just stretch it out. And if your dough should be elastic, kind of like very stretchy already. And so just roll it up. And now I'm going to shape it into a loaf. So I got my sharp cheddar cheese from Walmart, and this from grass-fed cows. So I'm going to grate some of this to put in my next loaf. So I've got my jalapeno peppers rinsed, and they're draining. They're in the sink. Now I do this, and then as I stretch and fold, I'll add some of these peppers and this cheese to it. I'm super excited about this one. This is the first time that I have done this with my sourdough bread. So we'll see how it turns out. I think that should be enough. All right, so I got my dough here, and I'm going to start stretching and folding it a couple times, and before I start adding the peppers and the cheese. And this is kind of, as you can see, it starts tearing a little bit, so you know that it's stretched enough. And I'm going to start folding it. All right, so I think I'm going to start adding some cheese. And I'll just add it sparingly because as I fold, I'm going to keep on adding. Like I said, this is my first time doing it. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing, but we'll act like we do. That's the secret to success. Sometimes you just have to act like you know what you're doing. Use the camera here so you can kind of see it. I think this is gonna be delicious. I'm feeling it's gonna be so good. All right. So I'm gonna shape it into a round loaf. This is, I put it in a stoneware python. That's what I use. I have nothing fancy. So we're gonna let it rise for 2 hours. So hi, I'm back, and my sourdough bread is baked, and it takes a while to get everything from start to finish, but I did it, and I'm gonna show you how it looks. I cut open a banana pepper cheese one, and then just a regular one. I already tasted it. So good. That is the regular piece of bread. This is the regular loaf of bread. It's big. He makes a big loaf, but it's perfect for sandwich bread, and it doesn't have the holes, like the big holes like the sourdough bread usually does. It doesn't have those holes because of the spelt flour, but this is what we like, and so I keep making it this way. And so this is the jalapeno one, and it's not, it's a round loaf. Um, it's it's a pretty big round loaf, so it didn't like get that high um, out of the pan, but it's a nice texture. As you can see a little bit of the banana peppers there, and you can see a little bit on the bottom where the cheese is. Right here where it looks a little bit doughy, but that's actually the cheese. So yeah, and then I made my little miniature loaf for my little granddaughter. That's hers. And then I have another banana pepper with cheese here, and another regular. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. It's a process, but it is so satisfying. So I love it. And if you have any comments or want any recipes, just let me know.